shutting down this podcast.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Headphones on.
Good man. Can you turn mine up a bit?
You're not going to want me to do that until after the song.
Okay.
You and I both know it. Actually, we could just start right here. So I will turn yours up. Ready?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of the Sunken Submarine. I'm Sammy. I'm here with David.
Hey.
And oh boy, do we have an episode for you. So let's start this off with the bad news, David.
There's bad news this week?
Well, there is every week. So to kick us off, what?
It's not always bad news. Back in 79, there was no bad news.
That's true. That's very true. But now, ever since then, there has been.
Okay.
So to kick us off, we'll start us off with, the death of our legend, John Lennon. And it has been 13,928 days. R.I.P. Since we've been with our guy.
Rest in peace.
Seriously.
Imagine there's no John Lennon. It's hard to do. It's very hard.
Isn't there a song called Imagine
Yes?
by the Beatles?
No, it's just John Lennon,
R.I.P.
our man.
All right. And then the other thing that I wanted to, comment on is shame on us. We messed up. Basically, we gave you the big updates that we had since, musically since the last season, but we forgot to kind of give you some updates of some of the best or better titles that were released on our break, on our little hiatus. So when David and I were on break, some of the bigger stuff that was released, if you want to feel the, inclination to go back and listen, is Kodak Black's album, Zayn's album, and Butterfly Doors. It was a single by Lil Pump, and Wow by Post Malone. Those are kind of the bigger releases when we were on break. So that's kind of what we wanted to cover. Now for the good news, though. This is kind of a self-update from me. Last week we did a little review on Papa Roach's album, and
Papa Roach.
And it kind of rekindled my love. Kindled. Anyways, it rekindled my love for like older, harder rock, like 2000s rock. So on Spotify today, I opened it up to listen to some random music. And my top daily mix of today was like 2000s hard rock, like Your Offspring and things like that. Avenged Sevenfold. So I was super hyped
Papa
about
Roach brought you back into the alternative.
Pretty much.
music
And I told
area.
you that may happen. I did tell you
Yeah.
that may happen. And then I listened a little bit to their newer album. And then I was like, nah, I'm going all to the older stuff. And I went to like System of the Down and things like that. I started listening to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just getting into it. And today, that was my number one, top daily mix from Spotify today. So I was super excited. And I was like, I have to make a comment on that. So, and then some other good news today. Somebody came to me specifically and said that we should start selling merch. So if we can get some more viewers, some more listeners, I think we will start selling merch. I started looking into some stuff, some koozies, some shirts, and I would think that maybe within the next week we're actually going to be kicking off. This is some other good news. Within the next week, and I don't even know if David knows about this. I just recently started doing it. We're going to be kicking off our own Instagram. So then when we kick off our own Instagram, send us a follow, and then that's actually how we're going to start, promoting merchandise or whatever that we start selling in the long run. So that's more of a long run idea. It's kind of in the startups, but we're super excited about that. I think a coffee mug would be a cool thing to sell too, a Sunken Submarine coffee mug, and then from there, and we can just have them in stock and sell them as they go by, especially if we start getting followers on Instagram and things like that. So
At the very least, we'll rock it.
Oh yeah,
If
of
no
course.
one else will.
Of
we'll
course,
wear
we'll be
it.
on the podcast having it for sure. But yeah, and then the last thing is just kind of our agenda this week. So more good news. We're adding a new segment, a new section. And
Stop with the good news.
I know.
I can't take
There's
it.
so much. There's so much this
take
week.
it.
So our agenda this week is we're going to start off with news. Then we're going to add in our new section. And then we're going to go into singles. We're going to go into albums, music videos, and song recommendation. And our new section this week, David, do you want to let them know what it is? And this is going to be something that
This will be something we do every single week, and it is going to be a top 5 blank.
Yeah, a top 5 section.
So a top 5 of
Of what
could be
ours is.
could be concerts or songs, albums, maybe in specific years. It could be anything along those lines. Whatever.
Yeah,
we
like
choose.
top 5 of the 2000s, right? Something generic like that. But I always wanted to kind of enact a top 5 from David and I of what we really, of what we want or what's inside of our heads that we never really talk about. So that is going to be our new section, and this week is top 5 concerts we want to see, people we want to see live. So, let's kick off Season 2, Episode 2.
Yes, sir. As Keemstar would say, let's jump right into the news.
Hey.
First news this week is, and this one's funny to me, but Baby Shark is shooting up the charts, but no one owns the rights. So everybody knows Baby Shark. It's this amazing kids video. It's probably one of the
Baby Shark, do 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 do. Baby Shark, do 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 do. Baby Shark.
and there's like a dance with it, like
Mama Shark, do 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 do. Mama Shark, do 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 do.
oh my gosh.
All right, and I also just wanted to make a comment because I did not know that nobody owned the rights to this, right? But I know that this song was, if you look at January, the first top 10 of 2019, this song is number 7. This song is number 7 for the first of the year. So I did not know that. Nobody owned the rights to this.
So growing up, I knew this song, just a slightly different version. Like, I remember in preschool learning this. But, like, that's the problem. They know who made the video that's popular, but the song is what they don't know.
Yeah.
And they're making tons of money because it has how many views does it have? It's millions of views. It's unbelievable. And they have no idea who owns it. So there's copyright disputes going on and everything else about it. You can't have just a wholesome video without having problems these days.
Well, of course, because it's all about money. It's all about making the profit.
But that being said, it might be the best video on YouTube.
Might be. Logan Paul with the close second.
Next, oh gosh. Next is Kanye getting in some legal battles as well. He is actually suing Universal. Basically, back in November, October, when he went on one of his long rants, he talked about how he wants to get all the rights to his music back for himself. And I think basically he's just having a disagreement trying to get those rights back from the companies that own it. There's a few major music companies that own some of the rights to his music, and I don't think he likes the fact that they have.
Is he suing them then?
Yeah, he's suing Universal.
Interesting.
So
I don't
we'll
know.
see what comes
yeah.
out of it at this point. It's actually not out what he's actually suing specifically against. That's just an assumption. It's not the lawsuit is there, but it's not public what it's about yet.
Then how are they sure that it's a lawsuit?
It's public knowledge. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Interesting. Well, I'm very curious to see how that plays out. Because if he ends up winning the rights back to his music, all these artists are going to start doing that, in my mind, right? Because then you're making the majority of the money, not the production company.
Absolutely, yeah. And then the next thing in the news that I wanted to talk about this week, if you happen to be a sports fan, happen to be watching the Saints game, very exciting game for some people, there was a performance at the beginning by Jimmy Buffett for the national anthem, if you can call it a performance. And
it's cringeworthy. It is a cringeworthy performance.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I watched the game live, and I saw this part, and I just,
So Buffett, everybody knows that Buffett doesn't have an amazing voice. I don't have a clue why he chose to do the national anthem, or why they let him.
Of a big sporting event. It's not like it's just, any other in-season game.
Right.
This is a big game.
Yeah, and I know he's been a Saints fan. I've seen that before, but he's like, he missed half the notes. Like, they were all flat. And then he gets to the end and does a mic drop. Just throws the mic at the ground and smiles real big. After he just bombed it.
If you're watching on YouTube, you guys can see the image up on the screen. But, man, it was that was something else. That's the only reason he made the news for the national anthem was because of that.
Right, and the funny thing is I went online right after I saw that, and everyone on Twitter was like, wow, Jimmy Buffett is awful at singing. And then one of them said, now I get why everyone gets really drunk at Jimmy Buffett concerts, just so they can put up with hearing his voice. I love Buffett. I don't know. I thought it was funny. But.
Yeah, it was interesting. So the last kind of news thing we've got to talk about is that there's beef between the game, Kanye, and Kim Kardashian. Basically, the game has just came out with a song. It's pretty graphic. It's pretty
Explicit?
Yeah, explicit, provocative, derogatory. I mean, it's not the greatest, right?
Okay.
And it's all about his sexual history with Kim Kardashian, and it's pretty harsh what he says, and I guess in the song he basically also says that he should probably apologize to Kanye, and Kanye hasn't come out with a statement yet after the release of this song. And neither has Kim, but so the game and Kim dated about I'd say 10 years ago,
Okay.
a decade ago. It's been a long time.
Well, it has to have been. I mean, Kim and Kanye have been together a while.
Well, and Kanye and the game used to be friends. So it's very interesting to see this play out, and I'm very curious to see if Kanye ends up making a statement. It has to be. Because this is like bait for Kanye.
Right.
Kanye's going to say something.
If he can be in the spotlight about anything, he's going to take it.
Same with Kim. So they're both going to end up saying something, and I'm very curious. As of right now, nothing's been said, but we'll see. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is our new segment, the Top 5 segment. And this week we are doing Top 5 concerts we want to see, people we want to see, artists we want to see live soon, hopefully, because it's our Top 5. And to preface this, the way this is going to kind of work is we're going to go from our fifth down to our first. And we have not seen each other's top 5 yet. And, I mean, David kind of heard me talk about it a little bit, but he hasn't heard who is on my list. So, David, how about you kick us off?
All right, my number 5 is one that I think I could probably fill in a feud in this spot. The rest are very solid. but one that I'm pretty sure you've actually seen before is Florida Georgia Line.
Indeed, I have.
And I
And
remember
they used to be on the top of my list.
and I remember you telling me how great it was.
It was awesome.
So they're definitely in my top 10, absolutely. As the 5th spot, I think that probably will stay there, but that's my number 5.
Okay.
Did you say that they passed around like Fireball or something like that? Was that them?
Yes. Yeah, it was them. They took a it was like a handle of Fireball. It looked like a handle from where I was.
Yeah.
And they took a handle of Fireball and they said that it was going to be gone by the end of the concert. And nobody, it was not handed to people in the crowd. It was their stage performers, so their 2 guitarists,
Okay.
them, and their bass and their drummer.
So 5 of them.
5 of them killed
Oh,
the handle
jeez.
in an hour.
Oh my gosh.
So it was pretty cool though. And at one point you could tell he started slurring his words and things like that. And I go, okay, they're getting to that point. But
So-
it looked like a blast.
So yeah, that's why. That just sounds fun to me.
And when I saw them live, I saw them on the 4th of July.
Really?
And
Whoa.
there were 2 sets of fireworks that went off, and like one of the sets was like sipping on fire or something like that. They were both about fire. And that was really cool to me. I was like, oh, it was almost like it was scheduled. I guarantee you it wasn't, because it was Summerfest. So like Summerfest just puts them off every night anyways.
But maybe they knew that timing.
They could
They
have.
probably knew when the.
But it was
yeah.
really, really cool. It was like magical. It was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So my number 5 is Drake. Drake has a lot of
Interesting.
visual effects, and I really, really want to see those visual effects. And I just
What kind
I
of?
like
What do you
his
mean by
older-
visual effects?
So, like, at one point in his concert, from what I've seen on, like, his social media and things like that, he has, like, a virtual reality world, like an Earth or a planet, show up in the middle of this stage. And it's like laser. It's like a laser art. It's pretty sick.
So like smoke and stuff coming up. And
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what
that's pretty common.
That's
but
where
yeah.
it's on. But it was sick. And I don't know. I want to see his visual arts. And plus I am a big fan. I know Drake is kind of mainstream and kind of a newer artist.
Okay.
But I'm a big fan of his older albums, like his Take Care album or Nothing Was the Same album. Like those older albums are what I really liked. That song Over from like his first album.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that bangs. So I would love to see him live.
All right.
And
like it.
you know what? I'll go straight into my number 4. That's what I'll do. My number 4 is this is gonna. I have 6 written down here, so I have to knock one off.
Okay, do it now. Don't tell us what the other one is.
I'm not.
Gotta pick.
My 4th is going to be Muse. I really want to see Muse live.
Oh, I should have put that on here because I've heard from my roommate that was his favorite concert he's ever been to.
Yeah, you said that to me, and like I've wanted to go to Muse for so long because I've been a fan of all their other albums and like all their music. Like I just said to you last week, 2 weeks ago, I said I have almost every one of their records
Yeah.
on vinyl. So like Muse is up there. I really want to see them live. How about you?
I put the Eagles, and
Oh.
I
All right.
would absolutely love to see them. The only downside and why they wouldn't be a little higher is because of Glenn Frey. Frey, is that how you say it?
Their singer?
Who died?
Yeah. What, 2
Um,
years ago, right? Last year? No, 2 years ago.
2016.
3 years ago.
2016. So, yeah, I mean, I would love
I
to see
heard
them. I love
their
some of their
singer-
songs. They're legends, so that's why they're on my list to be like.
Yeah.
I would need to see them sooner rather than later.
But I also heard that their singer, the person that replaced their singer, is his brother, the singer's brother. So, and,
Well, and
and
they
I
had-
also heard that it sounds really much the same.
They had 2 singers, So one guy sang half the songs and the other sang the other half when they recorded them. So I can't think of the guy's name right now, but he's singing most of their songs, and
Yeah.
it's
And I'm sure it
still a
sounds the same.
fantastic
Yeah.
show. So
And the other, I mean, like, the other band that comes into mind is Sublime. You know, their singer passed away, and they sound the exact same.
I know, and I saw them, and I'm sure they were better before they lost that
I'm
member.
sure.
Rome does a good job, but he's not as I don't think he's not as good as writing songs. He may be a decent performer. I mean, I thought he was okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That was the other band that came into mind, though, when you mentioned singers that passed away. Good choice, though. Eagles.
Okay.
I like that.
I'll go up to my number 3 then, because that's how you did it.
Yep.
And this one's a bucket list one. I am aware that it's probably not going to be very good, but I absolutely need to see Lil Wayne before I die.
Okay. I figured he'll be on your list because obviously you love him.
I have to.
I mean, you got to do it soon. That's all.
I don't know about that. Why, you think he's going to die of a seizure?
No, you don't die of seizures.
Well, you can
Unless
if
you're,
you fall.
Unless you're driving or something.
He almost did actually die of a seizure a couple years back.
That's an interesting choice to put in your top 3.
It's in my top
Holy cow.
because it's a necessity.
Well, my number 3 has to be Kygo. I want to see Kygo live so bad because I love that type of music.
But does he perform well?
I'm sure it's like a laser show. I'm sure it's more like an Avicii or
Right.
Galantis concert, but I mean the music itself, I love the music.
He's a mix between hype and beautiful, like his music.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
What it reminds me of it's and I mean this is what people have written articles on is it's like a tropical electronic music. And that's what I love. I mean, you put the two together and I'm in heaven. So he's my number 3 right now.
I'm surprised by that. Number 3 for Kygo too.
Yeah.
That also surprises me. Huh.
Yep.
All right, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Luke Combs.
That's not surprising at all.
Used to be Luke Bryan, but Luke Bryan hasn't really made like good music for me
In a little while.
in my flavor in a long time. So it's Luke Combs now, and I love Luke Combs. So that is like right around the corner for me. I'm sure I'm gonna buy tickets. I was going to put Bryce Vine on this list, and then I realized we're going to see him in a few weeks. So I was like, nah, I'll leave that one out.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when it happens.
Exactly.
But that makes sense. I'm glad you didn't add it in.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, you basically stuck a lot with alternative or like rock in general.
Because rock concerts are usually better than pop or rap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I get
whether
that.
whether I listen to him more or I listen to him on Spotify or whatever more, maybe not. But for a concert, much rather see a full band
I get that.
or rock.
Yeah.
So Chili Peppers, I know when they did their like Super Bowl thing, it was kind of weird and it wasn't that good. And they did did give it away, which was like the stupidest song choice they could have chosen.
But nobody ever performs well in the Super Bowl. I mean, think back. Even Coldplay didn't play well.
I thought Katy Perry did pretty decent. Wasn't she the one that was like up on that thing?
Like the dinosaur monster thing. God. I think that was the beginning of the end for her.
So anyways, Chili Peppers, I know they still like take their shirts off or whatever and they're old, but it would be
love
such a
to
good
see
concert.
them live. I agree with that. I love to see them live. That's a good one. Good choice. All right. The number 1. How are we going to do this? Are we going to both just announce
Say it on the count of 3.
You want to?
Yeah.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Post
Green Day.
Malone.
Ooh. Interesting.
Green Day.
Oh my God, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They did a Super Bowl performance,
Did
and
they?
that sucked.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The only good song that they did was Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Post Malone.
Post Malone, yeah. I want to see him live so bad. Because I think he's at his peak right now.
He totally is.
And, like, I don't know if it's going to get much better, and I want to see it right now.
Yeah, my only problem with that is that, like, a solo person, especially with that style of music, it'll be fun being with the crowd.
Plus, he just doesn't care.
He doesn't care. But, like, it's that's your number one concert. I know he's a great artist.
I want to see it. I want to see it so
I like
bad.
that. I mean, I get that. I love watching him when he's on, like, any of, like, the award shows or something. His performances are fun.
Yeah.
So I get
and
that.
And plus, I just feel like people are in the crowd. The people that are in the crowd are, like, my style of people. Like, the people that are going to be beer bonging in the crowd and, like, you know, they're all just going crazy for whatever, and then they're just singing along. Like, that's kind of what I'm into. Like, that's the type of concert I want to be at.
Yeah.
So, and Green Day.
Top of my list of band I want to see live
Is there a
right
reason
now.
behind it?
I've heard that their shows are phenomenal. They put their heart and soul into it. And I know so many of their songs that I would have a good time the whole time, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean,
All
just
right.
straight up.
That's kind of me with Post Malone. I feel like I know all of his music, so I can.
Yeah, he's got
I
2
can
albums.
enjoy it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not too worried. So interesting.
I like that.
All right. So next up on our list is we're gonna go over some albums. David. Oh. Hello. So, yes, albums. Our first album of the week this week is Julia Michaels and her Inner Monologue Part 1. David, did you listen to this album?
Yeah.
So what'd you
I
think?
did. I was pleasantly surprised by the whole thing, actually. I liked. I think my favorite one on here, just first off, is the one with Selena Gomez. I like that one probably the best, called Anxiety. But there was a lot of different sounds on here that I didn't expect. I thought she was gonna have one solid sound throughout, and I liked the little almost reggae beat of the Anxiety song. I think is partially why I liked it.
It was slower than some of her normal stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot slower.
What did you think?
I don't know. This type of music just doesn't, like, resonate with me. And I felt like my favorite song from the album is actually the one with Niall Horan. He is, that's a One Direction dude.
That one was almost more like acoustic sounding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that song a lot. What a Time is what it's called. I just felt like it was very slow. I don't know.
The whole album?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I dig the electronic slow sounds. Like, there was some really syncopated beats in Deep. Like, the first half of it didn't have it. In the second half, it would do the little refrain, and then it would go into this cool, I don't know how to describe it, but I really like the way that it like cut in and out of the beat.
I feel you
It was
there.
neat to me.
I don't know. I just felt like it needed something.
I don't know. I thought the lyrics in Deep
That's
were
all.
pretty good, too.
I love all the lyrics. I thought the lyrics in all of this was very real. You know, like a lot of people talk about how, you know, great life is, but this album kind of just, if life's not great, yeah, I'm going to hit it with you straight, and that's what I liked.
Which means the title was a good title, I guess.
So, yeah, I did like how honest and real the lyrics were. The lyrics were really well written. But overall, I felt like something else could have been done, whether that was more songs, I don't know, something. I felt like it was missing something.
Does she have a part 2 coming? Because maybe that's what's missing.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe she's gonna have a part 2 and then call it a full album.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the next album we have is DNA by the Backstreet Boys. Did you listen to it?
I did, yeah.
So did I. What'd you think?
Again, quite pleasantly surprised. I know we listened to Breathe last week, right? And
Yeah.
I think Don't Go Breaking My Heart was also released as a single.
So, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Breathe, Chances, and No Place. Those were all singles.
So my opinion of the album from start to finish was a little. When I heard they were coming out with an album, and then I think it was Don't Go Breaking My Heart, my first thought was they're trying to go for a modern feel to be relevant again, and they're gonna ditch who they are as artists, and they're just gonna to try to be relevant. But then when Breathe came along, they definitely weren't just trying to do the 2019 sound or the 2018 sound. It was a whole completely different thing. And what I liked about it is Don't Go Breaking My Heart's very 2019 sound, and as it goes through, it almost sounds like their older stuff as you go through the album. Like, it almost sounds like a 90s song when you get towards the end.
I felt like that too, like just like the last 3 songs. The way it was, Just Like You, Like It, and Okay. I totally felt like, wow, this is really digging into the roots.
Yeah. It grabbed my attention with the first 3, and then made me remember why I love the Backstreet Boys with starting with Chateau through the end.
Yeah. So what was your favorite song on the album? Not counting the singles.
Not counting the singles, I liked Chateau and Okay were probably in my top.
My favorite was Passionate. I love
Passionate?
that song.
That was
It was
a good
a
one
mixture.
too.
I felt like that was a mixture of both older and newer, and then it just had a beat that like it was like so upbeat and tropical, and I was like, ooh, I like this. So
Yeah, great album. I think the Backstreet Boys are back all right.
all right, Backstreet's back. All right, what's our next album, David? I don't even want to talk about it. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, really? Excuse me here. Oh, that's why.
I don't even want to
That's
talk
why you don't
want
to talk about it.
Oh my lord!
All right, I have a few things to say about it though. So the next one was a completely unannounced album that came out of the blue. It was announced on the same day it was released. The only reason people thought it might have existed was because of the previous single. And this is from Weezer.
They had 2 other singles after that one.
Which two? I think I had heard both of them.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Weezer. So they had their Africa single, and that's the one that's on this album. Then they had, come on.
So to recap, anyways,
Sorry.
Africa by Toto, they recreated it because someone on Reddit was commenting at them for like years saying, "Make Africa by Toto, make Africa by Toto." It might have been on Twitter, and they eventually were like, "Sure."
Then they came out with 2 singles. So after Africa, they came out with 2 singles, Zombie Bastards and Can't Knock the Hustle. We reviewed them both.
Neither of
And-
those are on this album.
No. So rumor has it, I don't know if you've heard this, rumor has it, they're working on, so they released this Teal album, which is
Right.
what we're reviewing, but they're also working on an album called The Black Album, and it's supposed to be a very dark album by Weezer.
It's not a rumor. That's confirmed. Yeah, that's already confirmed. It comes out in, I think, about a month.
Okay.
So what I think this whole mess of an album was a publicity stunt to get more recognition for their upcoming album.
God, it is so bad.
So what this album
It is so bad.
it is a cover of a bunch of older songs. Like Africa. It's also got, let me pull up the list here. Do you have it?
Paranoid, Billie Jean, Stand By Me, Take On Me, God, it is so bad. This, you cannot get any lower than this as a well-made off band. This band has made it, and it's like they went back into time, and there's a start-off crappy band again.
So I'm going to say two positive things about this album. The first one is I saw Weezer over the summer, and they played a couple of these without knowing that this was ever going to happen. I just knew they were doing some sort of covers. When you're at a concert and they play their top songs already, people in the crowd loved these covers. They got a kick out of it. Like when Africa was playing, everyone was singing it and got really into it. So this could be something that's helpful for maybe their shows if their other songs aren't good enough. And the other thing I'll say is No Scrubs is by far the best song on this album, and it cracks me up. Even though they're probably trying to be cheesy funny, I actually think it worked, and I got a kick out of No Scrubs.
I didn't like anything on this. If I had to choose one, it's probably Africa. But man, I even texted some of my Weezer friends, like that are super big into Weezer. And I was like, what'd you think? Yada, yada, yada. And they got back to me and they said the exact same thing. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks this. And they said, how low can a band get? How low can a band get? Because they've just hit it.
Totally. And the main problem with it, in my opinion, is that
so bad.
if you do a cover, you're supposed to change it to like mimic your own band and sound a little interesting. These sound exactly the same as the originals. It's a complete waste.
So bad.
And it just
so
devalues them. It sounds like a festival band now. I would rather go see a festival band go perform these, like a local band, than go see Weezer perform them.
Yep.
So,
anyways, yeah, I was not fond of this album at all. And then the last album we have is Ammo, by Bring Me the Horizon.
what do you think of this album?
Album of the week.
Do you know this band well before this?
A little bit.
A little bit.
I listened to some of their like older stuff back in the day, but nothing like they were never my favorite band.
So I listened to this while driving on the highway, and I kept like getting really into it. And I'd look at my speedometer and be like, "Whoops, speeding! Whoops, whoops!" Because the music's like,
Yeah.
There's some good stuff on here.
I loved this album. It was so well done. It reminded me a lot. So when I started listening to them, it was back in 2015 with their main album called That's the Spirit. And that's kind of when I started listening to them. And like I said, I never really got into them. I just knew about their music. And this album, I love it. Because it's so different. Like, one song will go one way, but then the next song, like you said, is heavy rock. So you got your, like, punk rock one song, and then your heavy rock another song, and then your light, slow song the next song. And I loved that.
I was looking into the band a little bit, and I guess they started off with mostly just the heavy rock, and slowly they started to incorporate, to bring in like more electronic sounds into their music, which is clear that it's there.
Yeah.
Like Mantra.
I mean, like, yeah, it's that Mantra's like an alternative song. That's not even like a rock song.
Yeah. What's funny, what I don't understand about this album is Mantra, the name of the song Mantra is in all caps. Every other song doesn't have any capital letters in it. It's all lowercase.
Mantra was their single.
They only had one?
I think there was only one, if I recall correctly.
When they say mantra in this song, you know...
Sorry, Mother Tongue and Nihilus Blue are also singles for this album.
Do you know the song Worldwide Choppers?
Yes.
Remember when they go Denmark?
Denmark.
That's what I feel like happens in Mantra when they say mantra. It goes like, mantra, and then it pauses for a second.
Yeah, I could see that.
Shout out Dan Miller.
Why?
Because he loves that Denmark part.
So what's your favorite song from the album?
It probably actually is Mantra. For me.
Mine's got to be Mother Tongue. Either Mother Tongue or Why You Gotta Kick Me When I'm Down. Those are my two favorite.
They were all really, like, in order. The album is just pieced together very well.
Sequentially, it's amazing. So, yeah.
Check it out.
Check it out. All right, so our next topic is singles, and I just wanted to apologize. I messed up on the on like our slideshow here. I did not scan through our albums so that you could see the album artwork or whatever. So I will be sure to do a little better here for singles. This is our first time running this computer setup.
You're
here.
rusty, Sammy.
Yeah, I know. First time running this, TV setup here for the camera. So we're going to try and just make sure that everything is tip-top shape and that we're rolling, baby. So to kick us off, our first album of the week is single. Our first single of the week, I corrected myself, is J. Cole's single. And what's it called, David?
Middle Child.
Sorry,
Middle Child.
I can't switch between all this.
That's fine, yeah. Middle Child.
All right, Middle Child. David, what did you think about this song?
I liked it. I don't think it's his best hit I don't think it's his best hit ever, though.
No, I agree with that. I mean, he's definitely got some better songs out there. I don't know. This song was different. I didn't really like the beat.
Yeah, I think that's what it was for me, too.
The name, like, obviously his name on any song is going to become a hit. I didn't like the beat, but I liked the lyrics. I did like the lyrics.
The lyrics are a little bit interesting. I was just looking into it. I guess he raps about Kanye's fall from grace, so I guess he doesn't think that Kanye deserves to be in the spotlight after comments he's made recently. That's my guess is what that means.
It's just because of his beliefs. I mean, there's not many that do agree with him, so.
And I think he also said something about, it says he said something about Drake in here, like saying he's buddy-buddy with Drake now.
Yeah, I did see. I heard that lyric, and I went, interesting. So, expect Drake on his new album? Maybe.
I could see it, because if he's keeping with the collabs, then maybe.
He does a lot of, like, turnovers of, like, albums. Like, he'll create an album, it'll be released, and then he'll be releasing another album in a year. Like,
oh, so you
KOD,
mean like
KOD was just released last year.
Yeah, I remember that. That wasn't.
And
that
he
long
just
ago.
released a single, so there may be a potential album in the future. I don't know. Interesting. So, what's our next single?
Our next single is "Girls Have Fun." Tiger and G-Eazy.
And Rich the Kid is also in this song.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
I didn't put that in there. That's my bad. So.
What did you think?
I think G-Eazy is being a busy man. I think he's doing a lot of work. He was in like 2 singles this week, and if we're talking, let's say we're comparing the 2 singles, I like the other one more with Gashi.
I was gonna say this one didn't do much for me.
So
Didn't do much for me. If someone played it at a party, or if it was in the background, I'd be like, oh, this is good. I wouldn't pick it myself.
No, neither would I. Never. I think G-Eazy's part was definitely the best. But yeah, not. It was all right. The next song though is amazing. I love this song. It's called "This Year." It's G-Eazy and Gashi, and Gashi's kind of an up and coming artist. I think he's Spanish. and then G-Eazy, and I love this song.
Says he was born in Libya to Albanian parents.
Okay, so he's not Spanish.
That's interesting. I've never heard of him before. I'm just looking this up now.
Yeah.
But this song was great.
I love this song.
It was
I thought
so
this song
good.
bangs. It reminds me a lot of like Schoolboy Q's old stuff, where Gashi's just screaming out, "There's gonna be my year! There's gonna be my year!" And I'm like, "Let's go!" And then G-Eazy killed his part, and he's talking about how 2019 it's gonna be more than just 2019.
It's a pump-up song. It gets you going.
Oh yeah. It was a great song. This is like a song I want to hear in Tim's for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Tim's is a bar, in case anybody not from Dayton is listening.
The next one we have is called Rainy Days by Boogie, and it's featuring Eminem. And I don't know about you, but this completely caught me off guard. And I think, especially when Eminem comes in, he does a fantastic job in this song. Ah, the smile of Sammy's disagreement. I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Eminem's part. This is the first rap I think he's been featured in where he loses. He loses. I think Boogie rapped better than he did.
So what do you think of this song as a whole then? Toss it?
I like Boogie's part. This song would have been a lot better without Eminem. You'll never hear me say that except right now.
That's interesting. I didn't feel the same way, but hey.
Yeah, I felt like Eminem really just kind of he wasn't needed.
What's the last song he's been featured in? Has he been featured in anything
Featured
ever?
I mean,
Like
he's
it-
been. I mean, yeah,
like in the past 5
like
years.
Drop the World and things like that.
In the
but,
last 5 years, though.
uh,
I feel like he hasn't at all.
he has to have.
Because he was pretty much just completely gone until Kamikaze. And then this is the first feature I've heard of
Trying
him.
to see. Because Lucky You was his song, right?
Yeah. With Joyner.
I'm going through. Hold on, we're almost there. Like songs that he appeared in, right? All right, appears on Everything's for Sale 2019. He's featured in that. He's featured on Nicki Minaj's Queen album. He's featured on
I did remember that.
Book of Ryan. I don't know who that's by, though. He's featured on Beautiful Trauma. Pink is the album. It's Pink's album.
Okay.
And that was 2017. Yeah, he's been featured on a lot.
All right.
Good versus Evil.
Well, I take that back then. But, I mean, it's still
Tech
not...
9.
It's more rare than a Lil Wayne collab, which is just every song.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But, like, I think, yeah, he was doing a lot of work with Tech 9 for a while there. I know that for sure. But outside of that, like, he's been on just some random albums, it looks like. So, I don't know.
Funny he does work with Tech 9 and Joyner Lucas
Because they're both
when they both completely disagree with each other.
Yeah, they both butt heads on it
Hate
with
each other.
everything. Yeah. Well, the next single we have is, what is it?
Harmony Hall.
Oh, Harmony Hall. All right.
Vampire Weekend.
Yes, Vampire Weekend.
They
So
actually
this is,
they actually released two, and I'm just gonna say the other one as well. 2021, is it 2021 probably?
it's 2021.
Like the year.
Yeah. I was super pumped about this. It has been so long since a Vampire Weekend song. In fact, it's been since 2013. Same as Backstreet Boys, actually, to
Really?
be honest. So it's
That's
been 6 years where we've been waiting for some of this music, and now it's finally coming out. So I was super pumped about this, and I want to be honest, I really enjoyed Harmony Hall. 2021, a little slower, but it is also a quicker song. It's 1.5 minutes. The other song was 5.5, right? So Harmony Hall, I really liked. 2021, not as much, but I'm sure it's almost like a like Levitate for 21 Pilots, right? It's a filler song.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I loved that they released this, and I'm super pumped, and I can't wait. I can't wait for like an album or something. They changed their logo on Spotify to like a snake,
Mhm.
and they mention a snake in the song, so I'm assuming that's going to be a reoccurring theme within the album. So I'm super excited about that. David, what did you think? Sorry, I'm going off about it.
No,
'cause I'm
no,
super-
you're
super
more excited. I thought Harmony Hall was easily the better of the two, and I really enjoyed that one. 2021 didn't do a ton for me, but again, it's still a good song. That's my whole opinion. I am not a fan of Vampire Weekend in the same way you are, but Harmony Hall will make me one.
Good. I hope the album does too. The next single we have this week is by Foles, and it's called Exit. And they released two different exits, and they released two different versions of the song. They released kind of like a radio edit. It's 3.5 minutes, and then they released a 6-minute song, same title. David, what'd you think?
I honestly don't even remember what it sounds like right now.
Okay,
We listened to it, but I forget.
Definitely did not resonate with you then.
I guess not, because I can't remember.
I like this song a lot, actually. I thought that this song would be good to listen to in like a if I was under the influence, if I was drinking or something. This would be a great song. Sober, it was all right, but I don't know. It was okay overall. I really like Foles. I thought that we mentioned kind of how some bands stick to their roots and some don't. This song, though, I felt like this stuck to the roots for sure.
Yeah, this one didn't stand out to me. I just took a little listen. I remember it now.
I liked it. So I don't think it's something that, like I said, I wouldn't listen to unless I was drunk. So
it's not good. That's what you're saying, basically.
No.
It's like what people said about Jimmy Buffett's performance.
Okay, you got me. You got me. The next single, I don't know if, I have been doing the PowerPoints. We're good. Well, we're good, YouTube fam. So the next single we have is X-Ambassador's Boom. I did not like this song.
It was a lazily put together song.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Even from like the pre-writing of the song, like the writing of the song is just weak. It's just like, and it goes boom, boom, boom. And you're like, okay.
When Black Eyed Peas made Boom Boom Pow, just make it again in 2019, it's going to be a flop. And that's what this is.
It goes along well with the song. I was playing it for David, and the song goes really well with Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do, Baby Shark. It goes along really well with that. It's not that great of a song. Baby Shark is, but not Boom.
Thank goodness you cleared that up. All right, the next one on our list is Moderation. And by that, I mean moderation. And it's by Florence plus Machine.
Florence the Machine.
The Machine, yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a decent song.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Not my favorite band of all time. I think they don't have a real strong flair to them. They don't have like this identity almost in my mind of them.
They do for me, but it's not a positive one. I get very bored with their music.
Yeah.
And I don't say that often about like singers. I don't know. It just doesn't.
But there's nothing bad about it. It's really hard to pinpoint exactly what the problem is for me.
Yeah.
With
the
the band as a whole, because they're very talented. It's clear that they're talented.
I agree. I don't know. The last song we have, and I do not have a slide for it. I apologize. I tried to put on an image, and it clearly didn't take. And the last song is called Heartbreak, and it's by Hunter Hayes. So this is country.
This song This song was good. It was a good song. It's not gonna make or break Hunter Hayes. I mean, he's already made, but it's not gonna break him. But it's not gonna be the hit of the year, in my opinion, at all. I think it was a decent country song for the new type of genre, which is the very pop-leaning sound, which Hunter Hayes is known for anyways. But it's going to be one of those that I hear on the radio, and I'm going to love it later. I know it is.
I'm going to be honest, I have not liked a Hunter Hayes song until this one. It's been a very, obviously I liked some of his older stuff, but since he's been an opening act for people, I have not been a big fan of it.
Really? I like his music.
So this song, though, I like. I like this song.
What'd you like about it? Anything?
Nothing in particular. I just felt like it was a very, obviously the lyrics were not as happy, but it was more of an upbeat country song. And I liked that.
There was this thing that I watched online about a guy explaining where country's going towards pop these days, how it's got a snap in every song or a clap, like it's slow.
Yeah.
A good example would be Kane Brown does a lot of that.
Okay, yeah.
And his point was you add this snap in that keeps the beat constant and slow, but it's more boring than pop music is these days, because pop at least has like these bass lines that are interesting with that snap, whereas country right now is kind of ignoring that and relying on the vocals instead. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting, and I think that's
heavy opinion based, though.
Very heavy opinion based, and country music has always gone back and forth from pop music. So I don't want to say that it's a bad thing, because I personally don't think that it is. Ladies and gents, we are now going into the music videos of the week. Our first one that we are going to start off with is Don't Cry by Lil Wayne featuring XXXTENTACION from the Carter 5.
You're right. This is where our disagreements are going to begin.
Why is that? I think so, but I want to know why you think so.
This is the music video of the week.
You believe that?
Without a doubt.
I was actually going to say I really enjoyed it too, and I thought you were going to say it was the worst.
This is my top music video of the week.
So we're not going to disagree.
I'm surprised.
I am shocked.
I thought that you were going to say that you were not fond of it.
No.
I loved this music
There
video.
was a lot of things I liked about it. All right,
there was a lot I liked about it.
You start off.
All right, I'll kick us off then. So I thought it was a great memoir, I guess, right?
I don't know what that word means, but sure.
A memoir of XXX. I thought it did him justice. Then on top of that, I thought that the entire music video was unbelievably crisp. When I say that, the effects and the visual effects and the coloring, I loved the coloring. I like that bright yellow tone. I really do. And I liked it. I liked the desert scene. That was a desert to you? It looked like he was up in the clouds to me. It was a desert. And then the other thing that I really loved was kind of his throne with the blades coming out of it. That was sick. That was pretty cool. That was so cool. And I don't know. I thought this music video was easily the best this week. Did that rock sticking up to you or diamond or whatever that was supposed to be kind of look like Pride Rock to you from The Lion King? A little bit, but I knew what they were going for with the whole. Yeah. I knew it was going to end up shooting up to outer space and everything because Greta Van Fleet did something very similar. And that's what I thought of immediately when I saw it, was Greta Van Fleet.
I thought it looked like Pride Rock.
I could see that, though. I totally could, for sure. And like the memoir in the end, kind of R.I.P. And I really liked how the nun, servant, whatever you want to call her,
Sure.
when she's walking up, her face is kind of painted white with like some black eyeliner, but then the eyeliner starts to kind of drip down her face from different areas.
Yeah, that was weird.
Sick.
I don't even know how they did that.
That was so cool. That was all special effects, After Effects probably. But
yeah, but that looked crazy.
holy cow, dude. Like, this was a well-made video. And it's funny because the last Lil Wayne video we watched
so
was
bad.
awful.
It was so
There was
bad.
just a bunch of people dancing. This one, music video of the week, I thought.
Other things I liked about it. One, you mentioned it, but at the end they showed pictures of XXX during his lifetime. Other thing I liked about it, while it was this good video, on top of it, it was so Lil Wayne. It was his artistic music video style to a T that he's always had. It has those things where he's like looking at the screen and like he's got his look where he like folds his arms, or he like points at the screen and it's got the fisheye lens sort of thing. It had that mixed in with a beautifully shot music video. So he was keeping to his own style at the same time as adding on with all this other great stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm surprised we agree on this, but
Me too.
we do.
Me too.
Yeah. So the next music video we're going to talk about, I could not find a picture of in the music video, but it's called Blackjack, and it's by Anime. I did not like this music video.
Me neither.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was worthless.
He's just rapping in the middle of a
School.
Yep.
One thing it panned to for half a second and it said anime. It was one of those Venn diagrams. Had anime in the middle and then like things on either side that made who he was. And it was like different bands. It had Andre 3000 and Kanye before he liked Trump, I guess, was one of them on there. There's just a few things on there that I thought were a little bit interesting, but it really had nothing to do with the video because the video was pointless.
Yeah. Oh. Jinx, double jinx.
Hey, if something is something and we both know it, we're gonna say it at the same time.
Speaking of pointless, our next music video,
Jeez.
Twerk by the City Girls. The best part of the song, which was released 2-3 weeks ago. The best part of the song is Cardi B's point. Cardi B does kill her rap. Her rap is great.
I guess.
But the music video, it's basically just girls twerking for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, if you want to watch girls twerking for 3.5 minutes in a really trashy, poorly edited video with trashy music on top of it, this would be great for you.
If you want to see Cardi B, the queen, the love of my life, twerk, this is perfect. I loved it. Other than that, the song, not the greatest, except for Cardi B. The editing, the music, all of it was just kind of lame. So that's where we're going to leave that. Pointless. It's the best word to describe it today.
Absolutely. The next music video on our list is actually a little bit more of a lyric video. And it is by Tim McGraw called Thought About You. And it's panning across this bulletin board basically with lyrics of the song pinned to it and pictures from presumably his own life. It's an interesting art style. Did you have any thoughts about that style of video? It's not.
I actually
something
just
that
liked
new.
that it actually was a live video. Like, that wasn't something that was just edited in.
Like that was a real bulletin board, you think?
Yeah, I think it was a live film because in the beginning they show someone posting the stuff, right? And they back up and you see the person's back. That's why initially I thought it was a music video, and I was like, you should check this out. And then I went into it, and I looked a little. I thought, like, because I saw Thought of You, and I saw that, and I thought, oh, they're just titling the song, and then they're going to cut to something else. But then when I found out it was a lyric music video, I was like, what a fascinating way to do it. They're just basically panning over a bulletin board.
Did you happen to watch through to the end?
Yeah.
At the end, it pans out, and the bulletin board, I guess, is in the shape of a cross.
Yes, I saw
Thought
that
that was
too.
kind of
Yeah.
interesting. And then it's got a picture of, or a video of a girl, and I don't know if the girl is supposed to be his daughter, a younger girl, and she's got one of those pictures from his life on a helium balloon in like a park, and she just lets it go. It just lifts into the air. And it's kind of sad. Like, I have no idea what the context is other than what some of the lyrics of the song are talking about, but it's still sad to just visualize it. It's a moving way to film something.
Yeah, it was. I actually enjoyed it. That's why I said you should definitely watch it, because I just liked it. And I like the song, too.
Song's great.
Tim McGraw always comes out with these lyrics that really hit home. So, the next single we have, the next music video we have is Maren Morris. We talked about her single last week. That's why I was mistaking. We talked about her single last week called Girls. Well, she released a music video this week, yesterday. So,
Girl, for the record, not girls.
Okay. So, music video of Girl by Maren Morris. David, what did you think? I thought it was heavily political. And I don't understand why artists can't make a music video without putting something relating to modern issues, specifically our border, right?
Right.
And you see it in every music video now. Every one of them. I get it's a modern issue, but I don't know.
Right. I don't understand why it was in here, mostly just because it didn't have all that much to do with the song.
No, it didn't even contribute to the song.
So, like, last week when we talked about, I forget who that was that made the song with the border, that made
The
complete
Killers.
sense.
The
Yeah,
Killers.
that made complete
sense. That made sense.
This one, I don't know why it was in there. She also has cuts to little clips of herself saying, people ask why it's hard to be a girl, and the reason why is because people always ask me why it's hard to be a girl. It's just funny. It's playful. I don't know what her point was. I really have no idea. Kind of humorous. The video was fine.
I liked the artistic style of showing the backs of everyone and then cutting to the fronts of everyone. I like that style of filming. I mean, I just watched a video last week, regardless of this, that was it was just a short film of a person's life, and it showed behind, they're behind them the entire music or the entire video, and then the person dies, and then it shows everything from the front of their perspective, all the way back to them being a baby. It was very, very interesting, and I love that style of film. It just happened that this music video was the
Also
exact same style, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is something that now I want to do, because I think it's a unique style. It's cheap. You don't need to spend much money on, getting people out there to just show the back of them.
Sure.
So, I don't know. I liked that style a lot. That's all I pretty much have to say about it.
All right.
The next music video we have is Imagine Dragons' Bad Liar.
What's the next one after that?
Chlorine.
Should we just skip? We'll talk about it. It was terrible.
Bad Liar. Yeah, whatever. It's a girl dancing around a guy. The guy falls in the end. That's all you really need to know. It was the song.
Nothing else happened.
Song itself, not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
But the music video, meh. They're in a school. That was kind of cool. But other than that, whatever.
I mean, it wasn't that cool because I already saw a school with anime.
So
I was like, 2 schools in a row. I'm bored.
I feel you. All right. So let's just go to the next one. The next music video was Chlorine by 21 Pilots. You can kick us off. I've been talking.
All right, so this music video, and I've seen a few things because 21 Pilots always tries to do this deep stuff, and the
I
song
think they achieved that though.
they always do,
Yeah.
but I can still rip on them for doing it. Anyways, and I actually loved this video a lot. It starts with an empty pool, and Tyler, the lead singer of the band, is looking into it, and it's gross and nasty and empty, and he sees this character that looks like a Pokemon. I don't know, what would you call it? I don't know.
Looks like an alien. But Pokemon's a really good close. I like that. I like that.
And it's clear that the Pokemon character is. We find out his name is actually Ned. Is
Ned.
yeah on
There's
here.
Ned and Tyler.
Is actually sad, and somehow Tyler, who has a drink in his hand that you can assume because of the song is filled with chlorine, notices that this creature wants to have water in the pool so it can swim. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. He looks at it, notices that Ned is sad, and decides he needs to fill up the pool because of it. So he does, and then Ned swims. Because I guess the point is that Ned survives off of the chemical chlorine, and he can't go in the water unless there's chlorine in it, because they fill it up. He can't go in. Both Josh and Tyler from the band go grab tons of chlorine, and half of the video is them going to get chlorine in a giant rolling bin or boxes or whatever it is and dump it into the pool. And then this creature Ned is happy as can be swimming away. And then Tyler gives this creature a little sip of chlorine at the end, but Tyler never actually drinks it himself. That's my rundown of the video. My favorite part about the video, and I
He never gave him a sip. He gave him a sniff, and then Ned denied it.
see, I was trying to look at that to see if that was
Ned
a sip or what
sniffed
that
it
was.
and then went, no thanks.
Because I watched that over like 3 times, and I couldn't decide if he sipped it or not. All right. Well, anyways, my favorite part is they just introduced this absolutely random, adorable character named Ned at an absolute left field, and it cracks me up. I don't care what artistic purpose it was. It's hilarious.
I agree. I kind of looked a little more. I looked a little deeper into things. So the first thing I kind of noted is that, and people were commenting on with this on Twitter and things like that. Chlorine, Clancy, and 21 Pilots were all trending.
Yeah, it was like
in the U.S. on Twitter, and I don't use Twitter
very top
ever.
too.
I never use Twitter, and I just happened to log on to Twitter. I happened to log on to Twitter when this music video was released. So people were commenting on Tyler does not do any work in the entire music video.
That was bothering me. I didn't see anybody comment on that.
And people were commenting saying Tyler is like me during school group projects and things like that, right? And yeah, that's true. But I found it interesting. Josh is doing all the work. It's like he's like in every music video, he's like a godlike figure. I really felt that way with this one, and I felt like he was just carrying Tyler and doing whatever Tyler needed. He's driving the vehicle. He's carrying the thing up that huge hill. He's pouring the chlorine in when Tyler's rapping. Tyler never really does anything. Josh is doing everything.
Yeah, I don't honestly know if that was intentional or if it, because like when you watch them rolling the thing down the street,
it was intentional.
He would push a little bit and he would work, and then he would rap or sing, and it was almost like they just needed him to be singing or rapping and not doing the work.
But it was intentional because you can take a camera and put it above the thing that they're rolling, and just wheel it back with them rolling it, and he could be rapping while pushing it while rolling it. It was all intentional.
They could have, but it could just be for the angle.
It was intentional. I guarantee you it was.
Okay.
Because that's only one part, and all the other parts, Josh is the one doing it.
Josh is the one dumping it in and all that.
On top of that, I kind of found a correlation, I guess is the best. This is something that I thought about, and it's not. It could be wrong. It could be right. I don't know. They're pouring in the chlorine into the pool, and a little bit of chlorine wasn't good enough for this creature. A little more chlorine wasn't good enough for this creature. But every time, it took more work to get more chlorine in. Does that make sense? Are you following where I'm going here?
Sure.
So, down inside, the interpretation I got is Chlorine is their art, their music, what they're doing.
I've seen things that agree with that.
And they're working so hard to get the Chlorine, the art, the music out, and Ned happens to be the fans.
Exactly. That's exactly what other people were came to the conclusion of as well. So that's really interesting.
I'm not
that
the
you came
I'm not
to
the
that
only
on your
person
own.
that thought that.
No.
Interesting.
I think that's exactly what most people think that it is.
Well, that's kind of the vibe I got.
Did you notice in the first it's at like 4 seconds, there's this brief little blip that shows a reflection in the water of them in their skeleton masks from back in the day?
Yes, I did. Yep, I saw that.
I thought that was interesting too. I don't know what.
Totally saw that.
I think it was trying to show that like they're trying to escape death but the music helps them escape death, and all their work towards their fans is like their meaning. I don't know, but
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know. That was just an interpretation. I don't know what this music video really means. I'd love to find out.
They never tell you.
Earlier on in the day, before this music video was released, so Tyler has this persona for the album, and it's Clancy, and he was writing letters as this persona, Clancy. Earlier on in the day, another Clancy letter was released. And this is after the album has already been out. And this Clancy letter was released, and it was basically saying he doesn't know if the bishop, if you've listened to the album, the bishop, like the antagonist of what was presumably the antagonist, nobody really knows, or if Josh, the leader of the Banditos, the guys that kind of get Tyler out of there, he doesn't know who's who. He doesn't know if Josh is bad or if the bishops are bad.
That's interesting.
And this is all in the
That's
letter,
really
and
interesting.
it basically said that he feels more at home when he's with the bishops. And then he ends the letter with saying he's going back with the bishops, and he's going back to being Blurryface. That's where it ends, and everybody was livid by this, and that's why this is trending and things like that. And then this music video was released. So also I found out that in the end, in the end of Nico and the Niners, where it sounds like so take me higher in the very end, but then when you play it in reverse, it says we are Banditos.
Yeah.
It actually says, so keep Ned by you. Ned, meaning our music video creature.
Oh, I don't know. Do you think that was intentional?
I think they went back and looked at that and said, well, let's tear this apart.
And then make this
character. And
character.
this guy is going to be Ned. It has to be.
I know exactly
There's no way you purposely do that.
I always thought it sounded like so PK Fire, that thing that...
PK Fire!
Of course I'm bringing in Super Smash Brothers again. I've been playing it too much. Two other things. One, I really, really hope they somehow bring out a form of this character at their concert. And two, when Sammy saw this concert last time, he said that they didn't play Chlorine. So maybe now they will.
I think from this point forward they will, and I think you and I, when we go see them again,
And now we are going into the song recommendation of the week. I gave one to Sammy last week, and it was a song called Choke by a band called I Don't Know How, But They Found Me. Did you get a chance to listen to this?
yes, I did. And I felt like it gave me a little bit of Muse vibes in the beginning, and then it gave me a little bit of alternative in the middle and end. More like a Mowgli Saint Motel-esque.
Oh, yeah, you
vibe.
like Saint Motel, don't you?
Yeah, and I like the Mowglis, and I like Muse. It just so happens that when you put all three together, it doesn't equal something amazing.
Really?
It just equals something good. It was good. I would listen to that. I would. But it was nothing like spectacular.
Sure.
Yeah, I did like the song though. New band. I didn't even realize that. Definitely a newer upcoming band. I kind of enjoyed that.
2018 band, right?
Late 2018, like November was their first
song.
Oh my gosh. So
Wow.
yeah, and I enjoyed it. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. I liked the kind of the techno vibes in the beginning, the Muse vibes, basically. But then I also enjoyed the rock part of it,
The rock chorus.
the actual, song. So yeah, it was good.
All right. Do you have a song for me this week?
Yeah. So I actually am going to leave this up to you.
Oh, great.
Would you like to listen to rap within this upcoming week, or would you like to listen to rock or alternative? Let's just leave it at alternative.
I'm going to go rap just to switch it up.
All right. See, I'm surprised, but okay. So have you heard of Denzel Curry?
Yeah.
Shoot. Have you listened to his new album?
Probably not.
All right. Then that's what I'm going to leave you with.
How new is it?
Middle of 2018.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
think I listened to it.
Beginning of summer. May,
Unless it was a single, it's possible I heard it.
I would say.
Okay, well, what's the
I
song
don't think
called?
I don't think it was a single. So, the song is called. Oh, it was a single, maybe. Clout Cobain.
Clout?
Clout.
There it is. I see
CLOUT.
it. Yeah, I see it.
Clout Cobain. And if you have heard of that song,
Mm-hmm.
I would say listen to Mad I Got It. That's my favorite. My favorite song from the album is Mad I Got It.
Why do you want me to listen to this then?
Because that's kind of that's what everybody
It's
has
a more
heard
popular
of
thing from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 50 mil have listened to that song.
All right.
So yeah, there's your rap song of the week that you should listen to. Because Denzel, I actually really enjoy this album. I felt like this may have been one of the best rap albums of 2018. So.
And was it before we started the podcast? Because I don't remember talking about it.
You and I have never talked about it.
Okay.
I listened to it about I'd say towards the end of our season 1.
I think I've heard this song Ultimate before. I think that's why I've heard of him. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I'll check it out.
Check it out. This may have been one of the best rap albums of 2018. So.
And was it before we started the podcast? Because I don't remember talking about it.
You and I have never talked about it.
Okay.
I listened to it about I'd say towards the end of our season 1.
I think I've heard this song Ultimate before. I think that's why I've heard of him. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I'll check it out.
Check it out.
And that concludes the Sunken Submarine podcast for episode 2 of season 2. Feels good, baby! Woo!
Making progress.
What am I supposed to do till next week?
Listen to more music.
That's exactly what I'll be doing.
You know what? That was actually a really good episode.
The music this week was like not a lot of big releases, but all of them were pretty solid at the same time.
Yeah, and we had some releases that had not been for a very long time, like Backstreet Boys and Vampire Weekend. Like, it's been a long time coming for these bands. So that felt good. And then we added a new segment today, too. I got to learn a little bit about you.
What a week. And we added a new monitor for our YouTube viewers.
You know, we're really making
cruising
progress
along.
here. Look at us. We're actually trying.
It's too bad John Lennon's not here to witness it, but you know,
He'd be proud.
he would be.
He'd be proud.
He'd be egging us on. All right, we love you guys.